Welcome to Roamhowl, an ongoing conversation around a more authentic and intuitive way of marketing and business, where we dig into the trends and new ways of thinking that are taking hold in the digital marketing space and explore how to leverage technology to create work we love in the 21st century. I'm your host, Jennifer Gardner, a writer, speaker, lawyer, hardworking, lazy person who loves art and business, nature and technology, the adventure of doing all the things and making money along the way. My passion is supporting you in creating magnetic marketing content that attracts new clients and customers and building the systems you need to automate your business growth so that growing and even doing your business feels expansive, easier, and more fulfilling than the old school, nose to the grindstone way things used to be. There's a new paradigm of business, marketing, and messaging that's more intuitive, where we show up authentically as our multidimensional selves and connect deeply with those we are here to serve. I'm going to share how you can do that, strategies I use and experiment with in my own business, tips for staying creative and visible without burning yourself out, and have conversations with online creators, trailblazers, and other business owners about their approach to creating work they love. Join me on my journey as I go down all the rabbit holes of the shiny, seductive world of online business, bust the myths wide open, and show you an evolved, ethical, heartfelt, and no BS sustainable approach to content creation and marketing online. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Hey everyone. Welcome to episode 27 of the Roamhowl Podcast 2.0, streaming in your earbuds again after a long hiatus. Yeah, I kind of disappeared, although not really, not completely. I just went down some rabbit holes and was busy learning a lot of things, many of which I'm going to be sharing with you here. I have been working, of course, learning, growing, and getting super clear on the intersection between how I serve and work I love. And I've been building automations and marketing campaigns and delivering online courses and workshops around how to use email, video, social media, and marketing and systems to grow your business. I've also been perfecting how I use Facebook and Google Ads for my businesses, and live streaming and writing and creating and living. Phew, it's been a lot. And now I'm back and I'm ready to share what I learned with you. So it's now spring of 2021, and what a year, right? I mean, we have lived through a watershed moment. You cannot go through a year like 2020 and not somehow be majorly impacted. And the culture's changed. The world has changed. The world is still changing. And we're not going to know the full impact or exactly what those changes are or will be until we get a little further down the road and we're able to reflect and look back. But I can tell you this. What felt exciting to me and intriguing and content that I'm curious about and want to consume has changed. And I fully believe that we are affected consciously and subconsciously and even energetically by the people whose content we consume, by the content we consume. And the big point here is that, well, there's a lot of hype and BS out there about online marketing. You know, the talk about you're one funnel away from massive $1 million months and the magical 6-figure months and launches in years. And let me just say that I am over the hype and I'm choosing to focus on the facts. And I'm choosing to follow people who share these facts and their experiences honestly. Mostly, I'm tired of being sold things by people who say that I will be less than without their product. So I have been purging my inbox of anyone whose message no longer resonates with me and distancing from people I no longer wish to learn from. I've also unfollowed a bunch of people on social media or muted notifications so that I don't see their content in my feed. For example, in Instagram, if I felt disturbed or annoyed or off in any way as a result of seeing certain content, I will mute or unfollow. especially unfollow if I believe that people are dishonest or unkind. So if you need one, this is your permission slip to unsubscribe and follow anyone whose message or vibe you don't get value from or feel inspired by, especially if it disempowers you. And this doesn't just apply to social media and emails, of course, right? I mean, it also applies to any type of content you may consume or subscribe to, newspapers, mass media, whatever. I think my antenna were highly tuned and in um, a constant state of alert for so long around the pandemic and the election. And I honestly think that it affected my nervous system to a certain extent. In 2020, my phone was ringing for months and pinging constantly because I had all these notifications turned on. And I was so on edge from all of that. And I know from talking to people that a lot of people felt the same way. So I'm becoming extremely selective about what content I allow to enter my field, whether it's mass media, social media, email, you name it. Because I realize on a whole new level that we're deeply affected by the images we see and the content we consume, the messages we hear. Likewise, when you go to create content online, we all need to be aware of and sensitive to the fact that energy and the intention around your content, your email, your post, and your words will impact your audience. It's no different from being a trial lawyer or an actor or a journalist delivering the news. Your emotions behind the content will be and are felt by your audience, especially your more sensitive audience members. And as a 21st century business owner, you're a content creator. And as content creators, we have a responsibility to use our platforms and our voice responsibly because these platforms have tremendous power and the potential to really impact people, to create movements and social change. So, I think it's important for us to set our intentions behind every piece of content we create and get clear about who it's for and what the impact is of that content. This is one of the topics I'll be going deeper into on this podcast, and it's part of the work I do with my clients, getting them super clear on their messaging so that they are intentionally and strategically creating the impact they want to create on the people that they intend to create it for. Because if there's anything we've learned recently, and feel free to disagree with me, but it's the power of these platforms in the hands of us, the users. You have so much power with your words and online communications. You can create anything you want. And this is what my work is all about, regardless of what I'm doing. I'm empowering people to tell their stories using these platforms for maximum impact and reaching the widest possible and most relevant target audience. So that's what this podcast is going to cover, Season 2.0. We're going to have conversations about these topics too, because I don't know about you, but I'm over toxic messaging and marketing tactics based on manufactured fear and scarcity and urgency, and worst of all, fake friendship, the social selling that's so rampant out there. So, oh my God, there's so much to unpack with what I just said, and I will save those conversations for another episode. For now, let me just say, welcome back to Roamhowl 2.0, where I'm celebrating a no BS approach to marketing and business so that you can be a sovereign business owner in the 21st century world. I'm super happy that you tuned in to listen. Have an amazing rest of your day. Hey, thanks for listening. If you liked what you just heard, I'd really appreciate it if you would go on to Apple Podcasts and leave a review and rate the podcast. When you do this, it helps make sure that other people who might benefit from this message will find the podcast and hear it. Also, feel free to tell a friend, share it with someone who may also need to hear this message. And you can also follow me on Instagram at I am Jennifer B. Gardner. Feel free to connect with me there. You can always send me a DM if you have a question or you'd like to chat. And if you're looking for information on how to automate how you can get leads for your business and you're feeling sort of overwhelmed by the whole online marketing thing, go to roamhowl.com/my strategy and download a free resource I created that will show you my strategy for growing your business using a very simple approach involving email, video, social media, and a simple automated sales funnel. I'll drop the link in the show notes, but you can go to www.roamhowl.com/my strategy. I will see you next week. Take care.